Gary from Mr. G Shave, back for another Monday Battle of the Blades. Today's battle is number 15, I think. I'll correct that if I'm wrong up there, but I think I'm right. And it's inspired by Flash Boredom. He sent me some Derby USTA blades based on the previous battle I think I did with Premium versus Extra, I can't remember. Anyway, I've opened two new packs, and these are the Derby USTA versus the Derby Extra, and I'm using a different pair of razors today to the ones that I usually use, which is the Rockwell 6Cs, because there was a comment made saying that someone found that the Derby Extras worked really well in their DE89. So I thought, well, you know what, I've got two DE89s now. One's got a black diamond handle and the other one's got sort of vertical lines, LBL I think it is. The handles are quite different. These are the handles, and you can see one is quite a bit shorter than the other by about, say, ½ an inch. So one I would guess is a 3-inch and the other one is 3.5. That's probably better for head shaves, that length handle. But there we are. So I'm going to lather out of the puck so there's no bowl. The brush that I'm using is in my Greenlandic or Sig Solo brush soaker. Squeeze that out, give it a couple of flicks, and it is the Proraso Omega 49 Pro brush. Really nice Boar brush this. Put that back in the soaker, and that's pretty much it. So I'm going to load up the blades. So the first one's going to be a Derby Extra, and this is a brand new pack. I only took the wrapping off just before the video, so it's a brand new pack of Derby Extras because it looked better on the thumbnail for the intro picture. So the Derby Extra is going in the diamond handled. So there's the Derby Extra blade going in the diamond handled DE89, black diamond handled DE89. So there you go. And the USTA is going to go in my original DE89. Now this DE89 that I'm putting this blade in, so this is the USTA blade going in, both single wrapped. But this razor here was the second razor I ever bought. So, and it's got sort of straight lines on the handle. Don't know whether you can see that. But beautiful looking razor, that. Beautiful looking razor. As is the one with the diamond, black diamond handled. They're both beautiful razors. So, right, that's it for the hardware. So I'm going to get myself ready, and I'll be right back for the battle. Right, I'm back. Didn't need a lot of preparation. Just had to put water in my spray bottle and in the plastic bowl I use in my sink, and put the brush in hot water. Right, so let's wet the face. And then the pre-shave is Proraso. Now, pre-shave wise, I've just been invited to a group, I think it's called Wet Shaving Without Limits. Looks like it's a brand new group. So look it up on Facebook, or I'll put a link below if I remember. But It's basically, the group is a limit. It is a group, it has to be about shaving, but that's about it. So you can post anything up there as long as it's related to shaving. So yeah, happy to join and support another group. The more groups on Facebook, the more the message gets out about wet shaving. The old-fashioned way, the traditional way. And I wouldn't call it old-fashioned anymore, because I think it's going to be a new thing, you know. But yeah, there was a question on that group about what pre-shaves, you know, would you recommend? Was it that group, or was it the Hong Kong Wet Shaving Society? I think it was on the first group that I mentioned, the Wet Shave Without Limits. And basically I responded by saying, you know, I use Proraso, but glycerin soaps are really good, glycerin based hand soaps are really good. Somebody else came in with blooming their puck, and I'm using Derby soap today. So I love the smell of this actually. I think there's some people that really don't like the smell of this, but I do, I like it. Yeah, so everybody's, you know, you do your shave your way, I think is the answer to that question. Use an oil. I've got different shaving oils. I mean, this is just an example of 2 of them. So I use those as pre-shave oils. I've got pears and Brut Glice. So that's called Brut Glice, and that's my pears soap. And you can tell the glycerin soaps because they kind of look like that. The more glycerin, I guess, they've got in them, the more they look like that. And then I have multiple different Prorasos, all sorts of, you know, so these are more creams, which are great. This particular one, the Proraso Blue, has got a little bit of menthol in it. I can feel that on my face now. I was thinking of using the sandalwood again, but I've used it so often. So anyway, let's get on with this. So when they were talking about blooming, what they mean by blooming is you put enough water in there until it just covers the soap, and leave it there while you're preparing for your shave. And then the water that's in there, that's probably gone cool or cold by now, you can use as a pre-shave. So you just pour it out and rub it over your face, and that's a pre-shave. I don't tend to do that. I like to keep my soap pucks as dry as possible. So I've squeezed my brush out. There's very little water coming out of there, and I just go straight into the puck and lather. Make sure I got plenty of soap on here, because this is a Boar brush. Boar brush in general, natural hairbrushes in general, need a bit more soap in them than a synthetic. So this is pretty dry, so this will be a face lather today instead of a bowl lather. So that should be enough, I think. And then all I'll do after that is rinse that out briefly and then leave it open to dry for an hour or so until I think it's dry enough, and then I'll put the lid back on and store it away. So a bit of water. Just get this painted on, and then I'll agitate it in. Alright, this is quite a strong scented soap. I can see why it would be a bit of a Marmite soap, you know, 50-50. Some people like it, some people don't. I like it. It is a little bit overpowering scent wise. I would say this is one of the strongest scents in my den, and it's a bit, I mean, it's masculine, but I think there's sort of a chemical smell in the background, but it's fine. It's nice. It is nice. But if I had one criticism to make of this soap, it would be that the scent strength is possibly right up there. It's really in your face. but it's good for me because I enjoy the scent. So I'm going to just dip my tips in the water and start agitating, adding water to this soap. So how's everybody's weekend been? I hope you're not all nursing hangovers from a heavy weekend at the local hostelry or public house. But yeah, I didn't actually drink much this weekend. I think I had 1 bottle of beer the whole weekend. I must be ill. Right, let's see what we can do with this. This is doing what it usually does. It's a Boar brush. It's eaten the lather look. So I'm going to go back to the puck. Got to give it a fair whack, haven't we? That's better. That's a lot better. It produces copious amount of lather. You've just got to persevere a little bit more when you're using a Boar brush. I mean, this brush, funnily enough, has been soaking for a good half an hour beforehand, so I wasn't expecting it to absorb the soap as it did, but it did. So there you are. This feels great. I'm ready for the shave now. I may need to go back to the puck again if the brush absorbs the lather. Right, I'm going to go with my original DE89 on my left, which will be your right, and I'm going to go with my new black diamond handled DE89 on my right, and I've forgotten which blades I've put in each. I think the extra is in this one. I think the Derby Extra, so I'm going to start with the extra in this one on my right hand side, or your left. Now I can feel the blade. Feels nice. I actually like that. It's it's not aggressive, but there is blade feel there, so that's good. I'm liking this blade. I am liking this blade. I might have to get myself some of these. Get some more. I won't need any yet. I mean, you know, he sent me 10 blades. Flash, you're a gentleman. He sends blades out every year, but he's probably, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't like to say whether he's got the largest collection, but he's probably got the largest collection of DE blades in Wales, that's for sure. Oh, maybe not. Maybe Paul H has got more. I don't know. CB Shaves is in Wales as well, so Chris might have more, but I doubt it. I don't know. Be interesting. So if you're looking for an obscure blade, no, don't approach Flash. I mean, unless he says so in the comments below, but you know, I'm not condoning you approach him for free blades. Definitely not. So here we go, second pass. I'm going to add a bit more water. Hasn't absorbed too much of the lather now, although I think it has absorbed some more. I do like my Boar brushes, I must admit. Not a fan of Badger. As I've said before, I don't buy Badgers anymore, and I've only got one Badger brush. So, but each to their own, really. It's just I don't agree with the way they're kept in some countries. I'm not going to name countries because that would be unfair. But yeah, I'm going to have to go back to the puck again. But I've seen some videos and stuff like that, and that's when I made the decision not to buy any more Badger brushes. And I actually did buy another Badger brush. It's a mix, Boar and Badger, and it's the little Mighty Midget. So that's my Badger brush, and that's a new addition to the den a few months back now. But I liked it for travel shaving, and it's a mix of Boar and Badger, but I won't be buying any more Badger brushes. That's just a personal choice, and I'm not criticising people that choose to use Badger brushes. That's up to them. Just not for me. I know they're excellent. You know, Badger brushes are excellent, and if somebody doesn't mind, you know, that sort of history to it, or where the Badger hair comes from, then, you know, I'd highly recommend a Badger brush to somebody. Right, so I went with the Derby Extra, and this Extra is definitely working. Oh, against the grain is this way. So yeah, that was a good tip. This Derby Extra blade is definitely working really well. You watch, this will be the Usta, but both blades are working well. I've been doing so much talking, I haven't been concentrating on the differences. I would say the Usta blade is smoother, there's less blade feel, personally. Oh yeah. This looks a bit dry now, actually. Too much soap in it. Add a little bit of water, paint it in. I'll just shave like that, it'll be fine. Plenty of slickness in this soap. Really like it. Great stocking filler for Christmas. Both of these roses are excellent stocking fillers for Christmas. So, this is against the grain. Very smooth. I definitely like this. The first time I've used a Derby Extra blade and actually enjoyed using it. So I forget who it was who made that comment, but thank you. Because it was the Derby Extra, I think, was pretty much the only blade that I would absolutely avoid like the plague. I won't now. It's given me a great shave. And I think it's the Usta blade in here. It's interesting, that actually felt more aggressive, but still very smooth. I've got quite a few pickups here because it's a mild razor. So let's go for it. Yeah, so I hope that's answered the pre-shave question. You just buy what you like using, and you can buy cheap products like glycerin-based hand soap bars. You can buy the Proraso creams that are both pre and post-shave creams, which I tend not to use them for post-shave creams. I like to use Nivea or something like that. Or you've got the oils. I've done the oils, haven't I? You've got the creams, the glycerin-based soaps and the oils, yeah. Just try them and you just decide which one works for you. For instance, I prefer the Proraso cream on DE shaves and SE shaves, but I prefer the glycerin soap bar or the oil for a straight razor shave. Just my preference. Everybody, there's nobody, everybody's opinion is valid, you do your shave your way. This is very thin now. This is the sort of a problem you can get with a Boar brush. It doesn't look like I've got any soap on my face at all now. And I'm not going to go back to the puck for the pickup pass. But this brush is giving me plenty of slickness, so that's fine. That's the last of that. I'm just going to soak that ready for cleaning. So here we go, pickup pass. I think this is the Usta blade. And then this one is the Derby Extra. A little bit there. I've just picked up with one. We've done the main pickups. It's BBS now, so I'm going to do my usual trick. I'm going to clean up and I'll be right back. Right, I'm back. Cold rinse time. Right. Let's see what the Alum says. Bit more water on the face. Wet the Alum block down or Alum stick. No sting, no feedback. No sting, no feedback on this side. Little bit on this side. I'd say this is a 1 out of 10. Yeah, definitely more feedback. That's approaching 2 out of 10. There's absolutely nothing on this side, so that's interesting. Doesn't surprise me in some ways, because my right hand side with the black diamond razor was a Derby Extra. And I've never got on with Derby Extras, but I mean I've had far worse burn than this from some of my favourite razor blades. So the Derby Extra in this particular razor is very good. Very happy to use it. I'm very happy I found a razor that it works with. So yeah, the Derby Extra blades went in the black handled razor and the black diamond DE89 with a shorter handle, and that could have had an effect. The one that's got a longer handle and is heavier than the other. And then the Usta blades were in this was the second razor I ever bought. But yeah, so we're in I think it's called the DE89 LBL. It's just a lined handle, vertically lined. Not as good a grip as the diamond knurled, black diamond knurling on the other razor. Anyway, we're not comparing razors. We're comparing razor blades. Let's wipe this off. It's very close, I would say. Very, very close to call. I have a suspicion, and I may do this next Monday because I've got nothing lined up for next Monday. I may redo this comparison using the Rockwell 6Cs to see if there's a difference then on plate 3. Because at the moment, that's a BBS shave. And I would say that the Usta blade was more comfortable than the Extra, but the Extra was more efficient. That's my finding anyway. So I think it's a draw. I think it's a draw on this particular shave, which is why I think I'll repeat this shave using the same blades that I've used today. They'll be on their second use, and I'll do it with the Rockwell 6Cs to see if I can tell a difference that way. So that's it from me today, apart from I've got to do my post shave. Boots, tea tree and witch hazel, sort of face tonic, whatever you want to call it. Witch hazel helps repair all the micro cuts and things like that, and also natural antiseptic if you like. And then I'm just using Brut. Again, another nice stocking filler for those shaving enthusiasts. Going a bit retro. Be careful with this one, there's no real restrictor, so you've got to be very careful. I've made the mistake. Oh yeah. No burn on either side. No burn on either side. That's amazing. I've got a slight tingle. I wouldn't call it a burn. I'm going to put a bit more. Maybe I didn't put enough. Nope, nothing. Wow. That's a first for me. To have a shave with 2 different razors and 2 different blades and get no feedback that I can discern the difference between the 2 sides. There was a difference with the Alum, in that there was a little bit more feedback, but you know, there was 0 on this side and 1 out of 10 on that side. Amazing. And then I'm finishing off with Nivea Sensitive Balm. Great stuff. Great stuff. All of this stuff is budget end. I'm not doing it as a budget shave. I just felt like using it, if I'm honest. Especially the soap, because I was using Derby blades. So I thought using a Derby soap would be pretty good. And I hadn't used it. I think I'd only used it once before. I was just going to show you. I wash out I take the soap out of the carton that it's in. It's just like a paper carton type thing. I take it out of there and let them both dry out naturally in the air, and only then will I put the puck back in the tub. And that's what if I have any soaps like that, that I can take out of the tub, then I will. If not, I just leave the whole thing, the tub open, usually on its side, so any water drains to the bottom, and I just leave it there for a few hours, 3-4 hours, sometimes overnight, and then I'll put the lid back on the following day. So yeah, that's it from me. Great shave. Two of the same razors, slightly different, and the two, I would say that this one is a draw. It's an absolute draw. The razors themselves, not that I was really doing a comparison, I definitely prefer the grip on this one, but I prefer the length on the other one. So again, that's a draw. So I can't make a decision. Both excellent. Both really excellent. So that's it from me. I will see you now on Wednesday for my straight shave. Bye bye.